Now on this lovely day today, I get to put together a Aquael Glossy 150 in regards to beautiful, stylish looking aquariums. Oh, these are pretty much my favorite. I'm a big fan. So they've got LED lights that are completely waterproof. We've got a nice Aquael canister filter to put on it. We've got some nice natural Aquael gravel. We're going to put in some Texas Holy Rock, and then we're going to proceed on putting the rest of the aquarium together. So follow us on this process and we'll get it all ready for fish. So the first thing I'm going to do is rinse the gravel through. Then as this tub starts to fill up, I'll tip out the water. Then I'll do it a few more times. You want to really get your hand in there and really ruffle it all up, and then you want to tip out the water till it's clean. So just repeat this process until you're tipping out clean water. Now these Ultramax filters are pretty serious filters. First thing you want to do is completely take the whole thing apart. You'll find the filter materials in bags, so you want to pull all the filter material out of the bags. You want to have a good look at all the media that's inside. Also remember the pre-filter, which is in the top here. Have a good look at that. Then we're just going to install it on the tank, and it's really important that this filter is only ever cleaned using water that you drain out of the fish tank, because you want to keep all the good bacteria in the filter. If you go and hose out the filter with tap water, the chlorine in the tap water can kill off your good bacteria. Then you can end up with no fish, which is not as fun as you'd think. So the other thing is the outlet of the filter. We want to make sure we're agitating the surface as much as possible. And stock the tank nice and slowly. That'll give time for the good bacteria to grow in the filter, allowing it to do its job. What you definitely want to do once you've got your tank well set up and well established is add some polyfilter to your filter, and that will drastically decrease the amount of maintenance that you're likely to have to do on the tank, because what the polyfilter will do is adsorb and absorb anything impure out of the water, and then over a period of months it will turn black, and then you'll know it's time to replace. But pretty much the best thing you'll ever buy for your fish tank. You don't really need it at the start, but as your tank matures, it's the best thing you can add. Now with these Aquael Glossies, if you don't want the cords getting down for the lights on one side, it's really just a matter of popping them out and turning them around, and then the cords can go out the other side, which in this case is going to look nicer. So it's a real disadvantage sometimes when you install a tank and you're stuck for what side the cords come out of. But these Aquael Glossies are nice, because you can just swap it around, and then you can have the cords on any side that is more convenient for you to look nice. I've now installed the power head and the heaters and the filter. Now I'm going to add some air to it, and you'll notice that all of the cords are all going to run down that side, which is going to make viewing on this side significantly better. Now when you're filling up a tank, you've got to remember that you've got one job. Watch the hose, because you've got no idea how easy it is to forget the hoses in the tank and flood the lounge room. Never as fun as you'd think. Another thing, if you're going to buy a fish tank, these Flipper Maxes, absolutely fabulous. Easiest way to keep your glass clean. Now once the tank's actually full, a few things we're going to want to add to the water. The first thing is some water ager. We'll add a bit of good bacteria to get our bacteria started. It's good to keep that in the fridge once you've opened it. Then we're going to add a bit of KH and a bit of aquarium salt. And then we just wait for it to hit 25 degrees. Let's get our thermometer there. Then we add a small amount of fish. Then we wait a couple of weeks, test the water, add a little bit more fish, till eventually we've got a tank full of fish. Add them nice and slow and get water tested in between. You want to bring a sample of water to the shop and a little video of the tank running before you buy new fish, so we can see what fish you've got. Check your water and check everything's all right before the new fish go in. The other thing is, over time, if these decorations start looking dirty, if you want to, you can chuck them out in the sun, and the sun bleaches off the algae. Then you can just flip it over, leave it out there for another day, give it a hose, as good as new. So I've now added the GH and the KH and the water ager to the instructions. Now I'm just going to put some good bacteria in the tank. Once you've added good bacteria, it's a good idea to put the good bacteria products in the fridge because they last longer, and just give it another little squirt after you do anything major like a water change or adding some fish. Now this water will clear up very quickly. That's just the calcium carbonate and so forth dissolving into the water, hardening the water up for some cichlids. And now we've just got to wait for the tank to get to 25 degrees, which I would expect to happen overnight. What's you doing? Play with that in a second. That up. So now we just got to be patient. We just wait till tomorrow, till the temperature's at 25 degrees. Then we're going to add a small amount of fish, and we expect them to hide a fair bit at the start. Then we wait about 2 weeks, bring a sample of water and a video down to the shop. Then we add a small amount more fish until we slowly populate the tank up and that we're happy with what's in the tank. It's really important that every time you buy fish, you want to bring a sample of water and a video down, because we need to see what's in the tank. We need to test the water before we agree with the idea about putting new fish in the tank. Then about every 3 months, it's a good idea to just bring a water sample and a video down anyway, even if nothing's wrong, just so we can check that everything is going to keep going to plan.